Severe weather is about to get very active. So I'm going to be talking about what you need to know about the severe weather potential that we're going to have over the next few days. So let's get right into it. Starting with today, we do have a risk for severe weather all the way from northern Texas into parts of the Midwest, with damaging winds, hail, and tornadoes on the table. We got this level 1 out of 5 marginal risk, which is that green expanding from northern Texas over there towards parts of Minnesota and Wisconsin. We also got this level 2 out of 5 slight risk expanding from northern Texas all the way up towards parts of southeastern Minnesota. And then we got this enhanced risk over here for eastern Kansas, which is level 3, where we could be seeing severe weather as well. So now we're going to have a tornado risk with this. As you can see here, this is our tornado risk here. We have a 2% going from northern Texas all the way up into parts of Minnesota, where we could see an isolated tornado or two today. Nothing too crazy. But we also have a 5% tornado risk in parts of northern Oklahoma to southwestern Iowa. And then we have a 10% tornado risk in parts of eastern Kansas, where we're watching the closest for potential tornadoes today. That does include Wichita. So please be aware out there, Wichita, Emporia, you guys need to be watching. You guys are inside of that 10% tornado risk. But you guys notice these dashed lines right here? Those are going to be a tornado conditional intensity group 1, saying that we could be having some strong tornadoes if those tornadoes form. As you can see right here, EF2 plus. But we're also going to have a potential for some damaging winds today as well, and some hail. So if you're in any of these hail risk out here, please make sure you park your car in a garage. So the reason why that tornado risk actually, the tornado conditional intensity group 1 risk actually goes down into central Oklahoma, is like if we do get those tornadoes to form out there, they could be pretty strong. But we're going to have a pretty big cap out here, and if the cap breaks, then we could see some explosive storms out there. So here's CAPE here. It stands for convective available potential energy. You can see here it's storm fuel. We're gonna have some storm fuel out there, as you can see right here. Notice that we got a lot right down there towards central Oklahoma. And if we switch over to significant tornado perimeter, you can see here we're gonna have some SIGTOR values out there. Just you need the storms though, but like if we do get some storms down there towards central Oklahoma and that enhanced risk, we could be seeing some pretty strong tornadoes today. See here, this is gonna be a dry line setup here. We're having all that moisture over there. You can see there that sharp cutoff with that bone dry air, and then that got the warm moist air, which is that more green and bluish and purple colors. See right there. So if you're out here today, please make sure you're staying weather aware if you're out here today, and to make sure you're having away get alerts. If you know anyone out here, please let them know. You can see here the storms will start actually developing and getting their act together on 5 p.m. Eastern. You can see they'll start kind of developing into a line. Then we're gonna have some storms develop actually down here as well. You can see they'll kind of start turning into a pretty big line of storms, and they'll kind of continue moving east. This is 8 p.m. Eastern right here, kind of just a line of storms, and they'll continue moving eastward into this marginal risk, and it could actually get into the overnight hours back here, so please make sure you're having away get alerts while you're sleeping tonight. And then if we switch over to here, you can see that we're going to have some wind shear out here. You need the storms though, okay? So here's helicity here. You're going to need the storms for this, but we're going to have some wind shear out there, the spinning atmosphere. It's going to help these storms start to spin up a little bit, as you can see right there. And then as we get into Friday, those storms today will actually continue moving, and then will actually kind of go down south, potentially causing potential for severe weather within these areas tomorrow on Friday, which is something to be watching very closely. It's not going to be as crazy as today, but as you can see here, they have a chance for severe weather from parts of Texas, eastern Texas, into parts of Arkansas, and kind of those areas. As you can see here, it's kind of what the future radar is looking like for tomorrow on Friday. Nothing too crazy, but we do have potential for some damaging winds, hail, and tornadoes here. We got a 2% tornado risk, so it's nothing crazy. An isolated tornado or two cannot be ruled out tomorrow. Damaging winds, though, will also be a concern with this, and hail, so just be aware tomorrow for in these areas. Damaging winds and hail will be the main concern tomorrow. But we cannot rule out an isolated tornado. See here, this is what CAPE is looking like, convective available potential energy. Think of that storm fuel. You can see right here, we're going to have some out there tomorrow. So if we switch over to SIGTOR out here for tomorrow, you can see we're going to have some out there. It's just not going to be that high, but yeah, it's not going to be that. I don't think tomorrow is going to be that big of a tornado day. We can't forget this little area in eastern Indiana and parts of western and central Ohio for tomorrow as well, where we could be dealing with severe weather for tomorrow and Friday back here as well. It's nothing crazy. It's only going to be a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk, but we're going to have some storms push through some of those areas potentially from the afternoon into the evening. Into Saturday, this is when it kind of gets like pretty concerning. Like, don't get me wrong, all these severe weather days are concerning, but Saturday is when we have, like, the biggest, like, when the big severe weather days actually, like, completely start. From northwestern Louisiana all the way to southern Nebraska, we could be dealing with severe weather on Saturday with another dry line setup with damaging winds, hail, and tornadoes on the table. They already have a level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk from Fort Smith, Arkansas to Wichita, Kansas already for Saturday. So here's a little feature radar here. This is the Rufus model here. If we push this up, we're going to have a potential for some severe weather on Saturday. But if we push the future radar up, and you can really see some of them start to develop right there. And it could be pretty big hail makers just because how it's looking right there. You can see we're going to have some of that pink right there. But yeah, there could be pretty big hail makers, and it could get some pretty nasty storms out there. So definitely watching Saturday as well. And then we're actually going to get some storms on Sunday within these areas right here. So from places just north of Dallas all the way to parts of southeastern Nebraska, we got a potential for severe weather on Sunday. Okay, so this is pretty concerning as well. Damaging winds, hail, and tornadoes will definitely be a potential here. So we're definitely watching Sunday. See, we're going to have a lot of moisture out there on Sunday with that dry line setup. Though, as we get into Monday, this is when it starts to get really concerning here. Monday, we got a very big area to watch for potential severe weather, all the way from northern Louisiana up into parts of the Midwest. And they even have a 30% any severe risk probability in parts of eastern Missouri and southwestern Illinois. The reason why I think this thing could be like pretty crazy, because if we switch over to our storm fuel here, this is CAPE. Think of it as storm fuel. We're going to have a lot of storm fuel out there, potentially, as we get into Monday. As you can see here, if we push this up here, look at how much storm fuel we're going to have out there. That's why Monday concerns me a lot. Look at all of that we could be having out there. So if you're in these areas on Monday, I think there's a potential that we could be seeing some pretty strong, potentially violent, long-track tornadoes, large hail, and potential for damaging winds. So if you're in these areas on Monday, it includes a lot of cities like Little Rock, Chicago, Des Moines, Indianapolis, Kansas City, Missouri. It includes a lot of places, St. Louis, and Springfield, Missouri. You guys need to be watching for potential severe weather on Monday. So it just includes a lot of areas. If we have a potential for excessive rainfall today with our severe weather setup from northeastern Oklahoma all the way to parts of the Midwest. So be aware for potential flooding today out there. Northern Louisiana into parts of Arkansas today. Friday we could be dealing with excessive rainfall. So watching Friday for excessive rainfall if you're in these areas. As we get into Saturday, we could be expecting a chance for excessive rainfall from Fort Smith, Arkansas to Wichita, Kansas. And then it kind of just continues as we get into Sunday and Monday within these areas. I do want to talk about the fire weather, as we do have a potential for fire weather today in parts of the Southwest and parts of the Great Plains. Eastern New Mexico, western Texas, eastern Colorado, and southwestern Nebraska, parts of northwestern Kansas. You guys are under a critical fire risk today, so be aware for that. And even as we get into tomorrow, the fire risk gets a little bit lower, but kind of in the same areas. And if we switch over to temperatures here, you can see, look at all these warmer temperatures that are going to be coming in. Make sure to be staying hydrated, as we could be seeing quite a lot of warm temperatures coming in. But if you live up here, I think we're going to have a decent potential for some more cold temperatures back here. So, yeah, but overall, if you're in towards the eastern half and the Great Plains, it should be pretty warm, but we're definitely still going to have those chances for some more cold air to come through. And as we get into early May, I'm watching for a potential big Arctic blast to bring a lot of cold air. Anyways, that's pretty much all I got for you in today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to share this video to get the word out, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day. Bye.